Hello, 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 and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Per.
Work.
Period. And you know what I also love? I also love showing off my cup mug. Ew. And you can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there's a QR code. You can scan that QR code. It'll take you right to where you can get this cup mug. Go to the shop, favorite the shop because it helps me out, and get the cup.
Yeah.
Period. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Canada, I'm looking at you right now.
You know what? And I don't have one, so I need to
I,
get one. I got the wrong one. I am unbranded, honey.
a period. That's
Yeah.
okay. It's all right. You can look. You can get your cup mug. It's okay. Yeah, let's yeah. But yeah, get your cup mug. Period.
Hi and hello, it's Micha, operation correspondent, and I got the party started on a Saturday night because it's already Saturday in here. Yeah, I was dancing at the bar and the DJ were playing basically my songs, so now I'm just drinking plain water and feeling so ready and re-energized and revitalized for this bloody podcast, as we should. Who
Period.
do we have here?
And yeah, we have a very, very special guest, and you see it, you know it, we love it. She's here. It's Kendall Gender.
Hey,
Woohoo!
happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm
We are
excited.
so excited that you're here. We
Yay.
look, especially this time of year, as people are busy, and so we love that you're here, and we
Yay. I
appreciate
love this. I
you.
love this time of year, so I'm
Me too.
I'm
Me
so
too.
happy. Yeah.
But we are here, and we're talking Canada's Drag Race, episode 5, and we're going to talk all about it. We are going to do that, but it's a little something we got to do beforehand. Like, subscribe to this channel, please. And thank you because we really would like for you to subscribe to this channel. We are at the cusp of getting 3,000 followers on this channel. We're almost there, and if like 30 away. So if 30 of y'all just go on and hit that subscribe button, we'll get there. And then help the other channels on the Cup Network. All the links will be in the description below. Click on them, subscribe, follow us, support. We truly, truly appreciate you. And follow us on our audio podcast links too, because that helps too. So check us out over there. That link is also there. Join our Patreon. We got a lot of fun things going on in our Patreon. Movie buckets, gone too soon, exclusive series, things that won't come on the channel, early access to things that'll come out on the channel later. So you want to join the Patreon if you want to be in the know of what's going on here on the channel. Also, follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. We are everywhere. We enjoy the engagement. So follow us and do the things. And our special guests, their information is right down there too. So go follow Kendall as well. So follow Kendall, follow us, follow me and Misha if you wanna, but I mean you
Yes.
don't have to. But yeah, do all the things to say you support us, and we truly, truly appreciate you. So yeah, let's get into it because y'all, this episode, I actually really liked it. It was really a good episode. And so I just want to get into it and talk to y'all about it, see what y'all thought. Because we come back into the workroom and Hazel's gone.
Mm.
PM's just a little sad. Hazel's mirror message, I was like, this is the first one of the first mirror messages that this year that I seen. I was like, "Ooh, you gagging me with this mirror message." Like she was like, "Yeah, girl. PM, you win this thing. Dolce, you lucky." I was just
I mean, yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those things. As someone who has written a mirror message, I actually don't really have a memory of doing it. Like to be
like,
honest, I do not know. I do not have that memory like in my bank of writing it out because
mhm.
you're so. I mean, like, not to be dramatic, but like you're kind of traumatized and you're like in this like really
Yeah.
weird frame of mind. So I feel like that was just her, like, what do you say, like train of thought, Like,
Mhm.
that was just
Mhm.
things that she was thinking at that moment really quickly. But like she also wasn't wrong with what
She wasn't.
like, you know, like come on, she was giving it.
Yeah.
I said the same thing. I was like, she's not really wrong about what she was saying, but because honestly, PM like ate that lip sync up last week. And I don't care who she was going against. I think she would have beat anybody because
Oh,
she kind of ate it
100%.
up.
That's a secret weapon. Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously PM is from Vancouver, where
Mhm.
I them perform for many, many, many years. And I would arguably say that they're one of the best performers, I think, in the entire country. Like
Oof.
the dance training and the musicality, it's
Mhm.
so one of a kind. And you know, one of the few people that could go up against her was Hazel. So that was such a battle. Like
Mhm.
they were doing the tricks and the flips and all this stuff. But like, yeah, they that was quite the battle.
It was a battle, and I was like, so I didn't think the mirror message was wrong, but then I was like, I understood Dose's response to it, like, girl, bye, like, don't do that, don't do me, because I would have felt the same way, like, don't do me, even though in my back of my mind, I'm like, maybe she could have beat me, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna say that out loud because
yeah.
Delulu runs a long way. You get a long way with a little Delulu in your life. I just,
And you know,
pers-
it's one of those things, like I think we all suffer from it, to do with like the show sometimes. Is it's sometimes you need to find something to, like, you know, focus on. If you're kind of in your feels, you need something to be like, "Ah, this is what I'm like," you know what I mean? This is everything. And I feel like we all kind of suffer from that. And I think in that moment she was like, no, I'm gonna come for this bitch.
And also, I think it's a question of hindsight, because basically, when you're there, you're so immersed into what is going on with you. So
Yeah.
basically, you just have this kind of one-trick mind in a sense, because you have
Mhm.
this like so mega laser focused on this stuff. So yeah, afterwards, that's why people on reunion say lots of stuff. Oh, well, like in hindsight, I should have done that, or should by contrast have done that.
Totally.
So yeah, I mean, that was just like both of the girls, like Hazel going out, obviously was feeling her feels.
Yeah.
That's why we got this genius mirror message.
Yeah, but you know what? I think
Yeah.
we all love a little shade on the show, right? It doesn't function
Absolutely.
without.
Yeah, and it wasn't like crossing any boundaries. It wasn't like Ariette's message, God forbid. It was like a pretty fun and shady indeed. So yeah, basically, Dulce, you're so lucky. Yeah, that was your get out of jail card.
Yeah. I don't know how that lip sync would have went if it was a different combination.
Yeah. And we've seen Dulce lip sync just this
Yeah,
very week.
fast forward.
Not to spoil that much. And
Yeah.
there would be some concerns, especially to say such a high energy song as that was last week.
Did we lose our companion?
No, Lana is coming back. It's
Okay.
I'm absolutely sure.
Oh, I'm absolutely here. I was just had to take care of something really quick. But yeah, no, we move on because we move on. Not a lot, you know. D-Drag. We've seen the show. We know what they do. They talk a little bit. People are happy. People are sad. Everybody's like, "Thank you for the beaver. I appreciate it," because you have to appreciate that you got saved. And PM, you know, not happy. So we move. Let us move to the next day in the workroom. Everybody's very happy now. We're refreshed. New day, new challenge. And then Saltina.
Yeah.
And then the Saltina of it all. Because, okay, I agree with Van in this situation. I was like, what is she saying? What is she talking? Like, what is she talking about? She was talking about a lot of everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of nothing.
She was in her feels about
Yeah.
what she was feeling about. I'm not 100% sure, but I respect the concept, the concept of a thought.
Let me for a second play the non-devil's advocate here. I mean, not that I like understood and transcribed Saltina immediately through the screen, but I think that her thoughts she expressed like in the first couple of episodes where she was kind of unsure of herself after the very first girl group performance, like the verse writing with Lemon, and then on the challenge she actually actually won, it was all said to the producers. So basically, she didn't like express that fully in the workroom to the girls from what we've seen it. We got that she was talking to the production saying, "Oh my god, like I think I might have like flopped this act or whatnot." She expressed that in bits and glimpses here and there, particularly during the judging of the premiere, where like Paula Abdul gave her the kick in the ass she didn't know she was giving. So that was kind of an interesting train of thought. And now we see kind of the full bloom of these very thoughts when Saltina's like kind of bubbling up to the girls. But as she expressed that in bits and pieces to everybody else before, it still doesn't come off coherent. So basically, she's like coming off as Paula Perfection without the fun. or to quote the Slasian Royale, Sammy Pussy without like this accentuated delusion. So it was kind of a very weird limbo where we kind of cannot follow her. We're not like that enthralled in triggers with Paolo's mind when she was like talking something delusional. I was like, oh yeah, it's so much fun. But
I think it was she really, just like you said, she had a spiritual awakening, a revolution, a revelation about, hey, I'm worth it. I am, I deserve to be here. She was like, I'm shaking off the imposter syndrome that maybe she was feeling, which is a good thing. I just don't think she knew how to express it well. Like, it was like everything she said was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But it was just like,
it was fun though.
It was fun. It was like, why in this moment did you feel the need to share that? Number one. Number two, what are you saying? Because all your words are just jumbled and it wasn't really coming out very clearly. But I understood what she meant. All of that was perfectly fine. Like, okay, good girl. Yeah, I get you. But it didn't come out. And then we had some people had some problems with some things that were said during the battle.
Yeah.
Which I was like, absolutely. Velma they'll say no, like, listen, I felt like your jokes about my mom was a little below the belt. And I just want to let you know I wasn't rocking with that. And I was like, understood, because I definitely would have had the same problem if that was something that came out during a battle about me.
Yeah, I think that was like one of the only ones that like actually shocked me when I was watching. And I think that like as someone who won the roast challenge on my original season, I think I understand the concept of being shady, but not in such an intense way. I also think that there's like drag shade. Like you could make jokes about like someone's lace line or this or that or blah blah blah. And it's like that stuff is kind of where it lives in like a funny zone. But like I just don't know why you would make fun of someone's like alcoholism or their parents. Like that to me was like, it's so off. Also as a sober person, like I'm a decade sober, like for me that was just like shocking. And even when I think she kind of came back and said something along the lines of, oh, but you made fun of my family too, so I thought there was not below the belt. And I just was like, I don't know, maybe I'm just more sensitive to it, but I did not equate those two jokes, even in the delivery, as the same. Like it was, I don't know. Yeah, I felt like that one was borderline just like inappropriate.
Yeah, I would never associate somebody talking about somebody's alcoholism to somebody talking about somebody being poor. Like, look, I've been poor. I am poor sometimes still. I'm poor. But you can talk about me being poor. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I am broke. But to talk about somebody else's addiction, it's kind of, ooh. And I do know that Dulce said she regretted that moment. She did not like it. But I didn't like how she was like, yeah, but you talked about me being poor, so I felt like, and I'm like, no, honey, that's not the same thing. But yeah, I know she regrets saying that and talking about it, but I don't think it just came out in the show. So hopefully afterwards they apologize. They talked about it and they're cool about it now. But yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line, and I think it's a struggle.
Absolutely.
I think that's also a classical problem of even like the crude jokes. Are they really intensely funny or not? Because not only Velma won her battle battle clearly against Dulce, but also because like everybody was laughing at Velma's jokes, while on Dulce we had this like moments of awkward silence.
Ooh,
So it
yeah.
came off basically as awkward as Utika's whale jokes in this regard. So that's also a question. Yeah, you can be like harsh and go for the jugular, but when the payoff is really very funny. And unfortunately, I don't think that landed at all.
It wasn't. But they right when they were about to say something else, Rue came and was like, let's shut this down. Shut it down really quickly. In walks Tracy Melchior looking like a Barbie doll. Fabulous.
That's like the best she ever looked. That was like one of my favorite looks she ever. I was like gagged. I loved it.
I was like,
the makeup, the hair, the glam, the outfit. Like, I thought.
Yes. I do love that on Canada that they do let the other judges come and do the workroom stuff too, as well as not just Brooke. And it's just all. That's why Canada is one of the top tier drag races. Just saying, but yeah, I really did like. She looked amazing, but she came out to do and introduce the mini challenge, which was karaoke, drag karaoke.
Yes.
Well, they were gonna do some lines from other seasons of Drag Race, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. I like how representative Canada is. I like how we like. There's a lot of things that we like. We're talking about that happened in previous seasons. Like that's one of my favorite.
The lore. I love the Canada drag lore. They just and they don't shy away from it. It's like, yes, we're going to talk about it. We're going to bring up that some of these Drag Race verses were not so great or not funny or some decent.
Yeah.
It's nice. But yeah, they did that, and they had to do. Everybody had to come and do 10-minute quick drag. Go do some drag karaoke. I thought this was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I think this is my probably second favorite mini challenge of all.
Of
all the franchise, literally after like the the Drag Race France's weak link, which is very iconic.
Yes.
Which is basically a Maxi challenge packed as mini one. But this one, this was genius. First of all, the Canada lore. Secondly, also I love how the production showed which girl lip synced to what song in particular. I love the pairing of Cara Milk lip syncing to Baby from Luna.
That was good. Yeah.
That was great. Yeah. So many Terra Nova references. Shout out to Terra Nova. What I was missing though was actually the song from your original season, Kendall, by Flop, but I know rhythm-wise it wouldn't connect. Yeah, because like rhythmically it's totally different from what they were going for.
I thought about that too. I was like, I wonder if they are gonna do that.
Yeah, unless it was a sped up, a sped up remix, then maybe yes, it would have mixed well. But in this regard, it's fine.
Yeah, they were more like dancey songs.
Yeah. But it was a fun challenge. It was nice to see all the girls do certain. We saw everybody at some point doing one of the songs, and it was fun to see. But the mini challenge winner just happened to come out to be Dulce. So yeah, good on her for winning that mini challenge. I was like, okay, so what is she gonna have to do now? Pick the teams of something. No, they didn't give her anything. They just say, here's your $2,500.
I actually kind of didn't realize that. Yeah, usually you get like a power.
Yeah, like, okay, you get to pick the teams for what? No. They didn't do that for her. They were like, whatever, girl. Here's your money. Here's your money, girl. But we got the Maxi Challenge introduction, and they were going to do a talk show, a daytime talk show. And it was going to be broken up into 3 segments. So they wanted each team of 3. And so go pick your teams. Even though Dulce could have did that, but they said, no, y'all do it. Y'all pick your teams. And even picking teams, we will find out, causes drama, a little irritation with people because they're like, not happy. But teams were picked. Teams were formed, and then they got to select which one they were going to do. They're going to do the first segment, which was the hot topic segment. I forgot what they called it. What did they call it? Forgot what they called it.
There was What's the Tea? One of them.
That was the second section. What's the Tea?
Outside Kiki was the only one.
Outside Kiki was the third one. The first one. Yeah. What was that one? I cannot remember what that one was called. It was like something.
Because
it's hot topics. Let me just talk about what I know. How I know. Hot topics is hot topics. Tell us about
okay. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
Hot topics, and watch The View from time to time. Hot topics. So there we go. So that was the first one, and then, like I said, the what's the tea, and then the couch Kiki,
Yeah.
Yeah.
outside Kiki. The teams for the first one was Dulce, it was Caramel,
Caramel.
and it was Saltina.
Yeah.
They all did the first one, and then for the what's the tea, it was Van Gogh, it was Ebony LaBelle, and it was Maya Fox.
Yeah.
And for the last team, the Capside Kiki, it was PM, it was Sami Landry, and it was Velma Jones. So those are our groups. They go off to start writing their things. And immediately in the first group, Dulce was like, I am a little annoyed that nobody wanted me on their team. And I was like, what the heck did this come from?
You
was
just
like, I
won,
need-
girl. Finally, something.
She was like, I am just annoyed y'all didn't want me on your team. And Kara and Saltina were like, what are you
Saltina were
talking?
like,
They were like, what are
yeah.
you talking about? Girl, what do you mean? We didn't, I mean, like, you didn't reach for me. She was like, you could have reached for us. Like, what are you? I was the first one to pick. I was like, girl, Dulce, love you, girl. Dulce, love you, girl. I'm telling you that I love you. You know this. But girl, that was so ridiculous. I was like, what do you mean?
She was in her
That's
field.
all because, yeah, maybe. Because it's all the energy of Paolo's crystals. First, it affected Saltina in her talk before the mini challenge. Now it affected Dulce because she was like, oh my God, those crystals aren't crystallizing. I'm not energizing the right way. The energy is flowing just my direction.
I was so confused at that. I was like, what do you mean? And Saltina is after her spiritual awakening. She's like, I don't need this negative energy around me. Like, can you shush that? And Dulce's like, what you not gonna do is shush me. What you not gonna do is silence me. What you not gonna do is tell me to be quiet. I don't care what kind of energy you think you need. I'm just gonna say what I'm going. I was just like, where did this come from? I was so gagged. I could not understand where this even came from.
She was holding on to that.
It was some energy was held on. She was, baby. I was like, and Caramel and Saltina both are just like, what?
Yeah,
Girl.
I also I don't know Dulce, but I know the other two, and I feel like their personalities are very like they're very calm. They're very energies, especially Caramel, and Saltina too, kind of like more maternal, like that kind of chill, really chill. So I could see they were kind of just like, what?
I like to say Dulce lives on the model of I wish you would. Like she is on that. I wish you would say something about me. I'm gonna pop off in a second. Like you are not gonna disrespect me. And Karen Milk and Saltina's like, chill, baby. It's okay. It's good. But I laughed at that. I was like, oh my, right away. Okay. Sure, but they get it together eventually. They talk it out and calm it down. Dulce calms down a little bit, and then they go into what they want to do. And they start talking about how they want to. They get the topics. They like the topics that they have, and they want to go into the importance of these topics. Padding, for instance. Do we pad? Do we not pad? And I was like, so yes, they're giving topics that are like definitely drag queens need to know about, but also they're not really a deep thought conversation. It's like either you pad or you don't. Yeah. Like nobody's. And I felt like the topics that they gave them directions to be a little bit more like loosey free and say things and be funny on top of just talking about it.
I think at the end of the day, like I remember on my season, we were doing an acting challenge. And in my mind, I was like trying to be an actress. Like I was trying to really just like deliver the lines the way that I thought or the way that I was used to doing on film and da-da-da-da-da. And I was being very serious about it. And I remember that was one of the things that they said. They were like, yes, but like you also have to do it like Drag Race. You know,
Right.
you're on Drag Race. Like you're not just doing the thing. And I do think that group was kind of falling in that. Like they were talking as if they were just genuinely like on a talk show or like just like having a conversation about these topics. But it's tough because you kind of need to like also add a little bit of spice in there to be like, we're also on Drag Race. It's supposed to be camp. It's supposed to be funny. Like when I was watching them, I just felt like I was watching just like a conversation amongst friends.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like that was one of the and the topics are not super serious. Like we're talking about like ass padding babes.
Right.
You know, which can be serious. Which can be serious.
It can be serious, but is it though?
Yeah. When in trouble, just always refer to proportionizing.
Yeah. Oh my god, iconic.
Yeah. On the very same note, though, it's very interesting because we did have almost the exact same thing on UK5 with the Werk group, who also kind of flopped because of that. Not all of them, but yeah, some of them took it way too seriously. And this was basically the first group was kind of work related to drag queen work, basically padding and whatnot. So they kind of took it, we should give a very serious masterclass. Maybe, though, the other two girls were kind of affected by Slotina's stories about her relationship with padding, which was very interesting to hear. Because it was like how her condition, was it Crohn's disease? I might be wrong.
No, I don't think it was Crohn's. She said something else, but I wasn't Crohn's.
She was in a car accident, a very severe one. So I think her like in organs and stuff were quite affected by that. But I thought that was beautiful that she shared that. And that was I don't necessarily think that they did like a bad job discussing.
No,
it just was like it just genuinely felt like I was just like a voyeur to three queens just like chatting.
Okay.
You know, that's what it felt like to me. But
yeah,
it wasn't bad per se.
It wasn't bad. But yeah.
Sorry, also pause. I do need to step out for just 1 second. I'm so sorry.
You go ahead. We'll keep talking.
4 seconds.
But yeah, I thought it was fine. We do move on to the next group. They were talking. We saw Van and Ebony and Maya talking, and they were just, like they got it. They understood what the assignment was. They were like, we're going to just continue to. We're going to talk about the hot topics not the hot topics, the celebrity gossip. We're going to go through and just talk, and just have a fun time with it. Just be fun with it.
Yeah, I especially loved how they distributed the roles because they were all themselves, but they still had the structure. So it was like the best of both worlds. For instance, Ebony could have been like her very relaxed and nonchalant self, but still like, oh my God, are you kicking like this? Maya was basically kind of the low-key moderator because she was like channeling the older Drag Race lore when these challenges first started, like all the way back in season 3, how many years ago. So she was like channeling both Yara Sofia and like Shangela from back in the day, very early on. So it was very cool to see that.
Absolutely.
Like her ease with that. And Van was just being their chaotic self. So it worked perfectly.
I think they just had a good rapport with the three of them, and they just melted along, and it was fun. And I think honestly, the group that surprised me the most was PM, Sammy, and Velma, because they just fell into place. They just got together and was like, let's just laugh. We're gonna have a good time. We gonna have a talk. We having a kiki. We just gonna have a good conversation. PM was super excited about Kaisa, who was the judge and who's also going to be the guest on their show. And she's like, she's a dancer, I'm a dancer, we can talk about that. And they just had a natural rhythm and a natural flow that even before they even got into the actual show, I was like, this is gonna be a group to watch. This is going to be a group to watch.
I think that one was definitely my favorite, but that's also the one that I think I would have chosen to do is the interview, because I just think it set up the like structure of the challenge really well. It really knew like that it was a volleyball between obviously the people. But yeah, I thought they were so good. I'm like obsessed with Sammy. I think that they're just like so. I was actually saying this to someone. They remind me a lot of Jimbo's sort of like sensibility with their brand.
Ooh.
Jimbo and like Alaska as well, because it's like maybe not necessarily exactly the same, but the way that they know their brand so well, you know exactly what you're going to get when that person and that queen comes on stage. I just think it's very intelligent, and I think it's also one of those kind of queens that you could see going to other franchises and being very successful because you know the brand so distinctly. And I just think it's so cool. I find it so entertaining to watch them on screen. Like, I'm obsessed with them.
Oh, absolutely. You know RuPaul would love Sammy Landry.
Right?
Would be like Ru would be cracking up at Sammy, and
I think so too.
And she should. I will say I was not one of these people. I have not been on the Sammy Landry train from the beginning, and a lot of people on this panel was just like, oh, we are obsessed. And I was like, I don't see it. I'm not there. I'm not go join this crazy train with y'all. I will say, as these episodes go on, Sammy Landry is proving me wrong, and I like to get proved wrong. Like, prove me wrong every time I say I don't think you my cup of tea. Make yourself my cup of tea, and I love that. And every episode, Miss Sammy is doing something that I'm like,
well, that's the cool thing about, I think, Drag Race, is that it showcases like a bunch of different skill sets, and like, you know, maybe one queen, and that's why the show's always bouncing around. Like, one person will be really incredible one week and then really terrible the next week, because it really depends on what the challenge is. And like, that's why maybe like you didn't relate to them for the first couple of weeks, but now that they're getting to show what they're really good at,
yes,
like, oh wow, this is like the best version of them.
Yes,
I just like that. Yeah, I feel like that's the coolest thing about the show.
Yeah, exactly.
I do too. I really, really enjoy that. I thought they were so. I did start feeling like, okay, Sammy, I see you.
Yay.
I'm starting to see you. I'm coming around. I went to the ticket booth and I handed them my credit card, and I was like, do I really want to get on this crazy train with you?
Yes.
Okay, let me get a seat. I'll do a one-way trip for now.
Okay,
maybe we'll go a round trip next time, but one way. I really enjoy her. Let's talk about it, because let's talk about this daytime show. We're gonna bring up the slides for the daytime. All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about this first group of Dulce, Caramilk, and Saltina. I'll start with you, Kendall. What did you think about this group? We talked about it a little bit, but you can go into.
Okay, I feel like with them, the thing that they kind of struggled with is that it just really felt like they were just a couple of friends talking to each other. I don't necessarily felt like it gave Drag Race sort of like comedy vibes. It really just felt like they were authentically just like talking about the subject, and I think they should have like intertwined a little bit in. I think that probably like the strongest one out of these three would have been Saltina, because I feel like obviously having a little bit of like the personalized story in there, I think there was a little bit of more success on her end. I also feel like maybe the looks could have like vibed a little bit more.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, and like I guess like if you watch The View, they all are kind of like going to the same event.
Yes,
but this was a little different. Everyone was definitely going to different time periods and planets, and yeah.
yeah. It was. I was like, where are these girls going? Like, is this a daytime talk show? Are we going to a wedding? Or we like what is happening here? It was a lot of looks.
Yeah. But I don't necessarily think it was bad. I just don't think it was like, it just kind of gave like normal conversation. You know?
For me, it wasn't bad. I will say, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't entertaining. It was just like you said, it just happened to be like, if I'm watching a daytime talk show, I still want to be entertained still. Like, as I'm getting my morning coffee and I'm getting my day started, I still want to be entertained. Yeah. And I just felt like this was just the girls just like you said, having a conversation at brunch. And it was just like, and even then it was like they were at brunch with no mimosas. Like, it was so Like we not turning up, we not getting lit at all. We just like, okay, girl. But anyway, yeah. So padding happens, and if you want to pad, you can. If you don't have to. But I prefer to pad a little bit because padding's fun and it's nice. But I really can't pad because I have this condition going on, so I can't pad. Yeah, I understand what you mean, girl. So it was just that. It
Yeah,
was just that, and I was like, interesting stories,
yeah,
but said in a non-interesting way.
yeah.
Yeah, I would even go slightly further. There was not, yeah, I think it wasn't even like gelling in a friendly way, because when friends like really banter, you could still have a natural laughter of sorts, and this kind of still felt a bit like forced and flat. Yeah, it was kind of they were strained. They were like talking normally, but it wasn't like, yeah, given this like fully formed TV personalities and stories. And yeah, look wise, it was a very weird non-mimosa branch. I would say that they clearly didn't go to the drag heaven because they didn't have the mimosa inside the mimosa, as season 15 taught us. So yeah. That was unfortunately my also least favorite group of the three, but I would agree with you, Lana. I think Sultina kind of probably pulled it more than the other two girls, and the Kendall as well.
Yeah.
Hmm. Let's talk about the next group of Van, uh, Ebony, and Maya. What did we think about
You bet.
them, Kendall?
Yeah, I feel like they were definitely much stronger, for sure. I think in a lot of ways. I think one of the strongest differences is that they were versions of themselves, but they sort of like encapsulated a character a little bit. Like you could tell,
Hmm.
like Ebony was herself, but like she was like the talk show version of herself. You know what I mean? And same with Van and Maya. I feel like they just like it made a lot more sense as like a show. I felt like I was watching a Drag Race sketch. I also think that like these three would probably be like some of the more polished like improv performers as well. And yeah, I just think this was a lot better for sure. They
Hmm.
also kind of matched, which was nice. um, yeah, I think that yeah, I feel like these three are just like stars. I feel like Ebony is such a star. Like she just has such a star quality.
Hmm.
Same with Van. I feel like for me, just like overall in the show, I think Van is probably my favorite contestant.
Hmm.
I just think that they are so strong, and I'm just kind of like borderline obsessed with them.
Little bit, little bit.
uh, and yeah, obviously, Maya is amazing as well, and I actually think Maya was probably the strongest in this particular group for this challenge.
Hmm.
To be honest, but yeah, they were all much. They were great.
Right, Misha, what you think?
I really enjoyed their banter. I think that was really phenomenal. And shout out to you, Kendall, for clocking their hints of black, like uniting them together, which was very cool,
Yeah.
because it's like not like they're evidently matched, but they are coordinated, and you like kind of have to look for why. And this is super
Hmm.
cool. Love the energy. Love how they both managed to be their their drag personas plus the additional versions of this TV show, and still being so very like fluent and like lovingly bantering. And yeah, I totally agree with Maya being kind of also the standout for me, because she was setting the rhythm and the tone. She was like,
Yeah.
oh, did you hear this gossip? Oh, let's talk about this. It was
Hmm.
so cool and flowy and natural. But all three of them were great. I would say probably it's also between Ebony and Maya for me, because Ebony
Yeah.
was like kind of also a great wouldn't say even like the moderator, but maybe like the uniting force between the three. And Van was
Hmm.
just being herself, so props to her.
I really like this group. I personally, I was like, I thought Ebony and Maya kind of just took this and ate it up. Both of them did their job, took their role, handled it perfectly. I was a little surprised. Vans kind of faded for me in this group. For me, I was like, she's not really. I thought we would go get a lot. She was kind of like, oh yeah, okay. Like I wonder if something got cut. Like, did she get what was her tea? Like, she didn't give any tea. She just kind of listened to everybody else's tea. It was fine, but I liked their rhythm. I liked their flow. I liked their dynamic, and I do like that they coordinated a little bit. I kind of really enjoyed this group. This was definitely my second favorite group out of the three, for sure. And finally, we do have our couchside Kiki with Sammy, PM, and Velma. Kendall, what do we think about them?
Yeah, definitely the strongest group on multiple levels. I think that they had very determined roles. Obviously, their looks also really match. They all look like they're from the exact same time period, which like I feel like they also kind of have a similar drag style. So this worked really well. And yeah, like I said before, this is the one there that I would have chosen because I think that sometimes in these challenges, it's nice when things are like set up for you. So, like, for example, you know that the way this challenge is going to be designed is that it's going to be a question and answer. You know, not just like you talking about a topic. It's going to be you asking this person a question, then them answering, then you responding, and da 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 da. So I feel like this was like successful in just like a lot of ways. I think they were smart for picking this one. And they just all, yeah, it all just like really made sense to me. It was kind of like, I don't know, funny in a way where like they were the host, but they were also kind of like these like obsessive like fans. Like the way they, even the way you see PM is kind of like leaving,
Right.
like, oh my god, like it just seemed, I don't know, it was like it was just really funny to me. Like it was just very entertaining.
Micha?
Yeah, indeed. I was just like PM was basically, yeah, like, you know, this very excited like dog going for a walk. And it's like, oh my god, guys, tell me more about your dance training. Yeah, it was very cool and refreshing, and I especially love how they coordinated wig wise, because they actually do look like a drag version of some Canadian hard rock hairy group like Drag Rush, maybe, in this regard. So this was very cool. And Sammy did a very good job of moderating, especially with the ending bits, how she basically segued into the non-existing Brad Goreski interview for the next week.
Oh, yeah,
I loved
yeah.
it.
That was funny.
Like imaginary Brad Goreski interview, maybe also like a slight jab at season 5 top 5 challenge, which was interesting. Yeah, with Brad. So yeah, I loved the three of them because Velma was kind of the voice of reason as opposed to the other two. Sammy was just being this crazy hostess with the monsters, and the PM being the obsessive fan. And also, I totally agree with you, Kendall. It's very good to have a back and forth, especially given that in Drag Race Law, we basically every guest we've ever had like this, and for celebrity interviews, would never be like deliberately trying to push the queens off or put them down or just say no to everything. So yeah, that was kind of cool. You can always bounce back from that like normal dialogue energy.
Yeah.
I really liked the way the three of them handled this because, like you said, Sammy was the host. She was the moderator. She was kind of keeping it moving and keeping everything. And she will always come back with those quips like, "Oh, I'll have what she's having," or "Oh, let's do it to Brad." Like she was very quick and she came back with those things, and it was fun to see. PM was the obsessive fan because she really was the obsessive fan.
Totally.
And that's what made it so refreshing because it was like this was PM being PM, but this is just PM actually being outside of PM's body. Like, oh my God, I'm meeting somebody who I really, really admire, who I really, really love. And I just want to talk to them about the thing we have in common, like dance. Let's talk dance. And the way PM just got right into it was like, hey, so I saw you do this and this shit. Like, how did you come up with these? It was just like she was a fan. And that's refreshing to see. And it probably made the guests just feel so like more easy. Like, oh, I'm talking to somebody who actually knows what I'm doing, who actually knows who I am. And so it makes them feel comfortable. And if you make your guests feel comfortable and you make the audience feel comfortable, we are going to enjoy it. And that's what they did. And even Velma, she was like, maybe didn't have a whole lot to say, but she was kind of, like you said, Micha, that voice of reason, that voice that was like, oh, okay. And so what about this? When did you feel your most, special on stage, or what was your most frightening moment? It's like when I do Wembley. And it was like, we heard a lot of interesting stories in this interview that's not really a real interview, but was supposed to be something fun. And it was fun. It was informative. We got some good stories out of it. And we laughed. And I thought they was just a good natural flow all the way around. I really enjoyed them. They were definitely my favorite one.
Agreed.
They were just so good. I really truly enjoy them. But we go back into the workroom. Everybody's feeling pretty good about what they did. Everybody's like, I think we did okay. I think everybody felt good. Everybody felt great. And I was like,
I know, that's the funniest thing, but you just like, you genuinely like, sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you really just like, you feel like you're like, oh yeah, but like it actually didn't go that bad, blah blah blah. Like, because I don't know, just like physically doing it, it's a hard thing to explain. Like, I don't know. Like, it sometimes takes you a minute to actually click into whether you did good or bad.
I mean, on some
Also,
occasions,
sometimes
yeah.
a defense mechanism too. You know,
This,
sometimes you want to
yeah.
convince yourself that everything went better than it actually did. You're like, oh, it can't be that bad, right? So it's a tough thing.
I mean, but in this situation, all of them did pretty decent.
See, and
Like they all did do decent,
yeah,
but it was just levels of who did better.
yeah,
This was, and I wasn't like I think I told somebody I wasn't like super impressed with this challenge. I wasn't like, oh, this was such a great, phenomenal, challenge. But in in actuality, nobody did bad. It
yeah,
was just levels of people doing better.
yeah, for sure. Agreed.
But they go back into the workroom and they're getting ready for the runway and all of that. And conversations were had. Now, okay, I'm gonna need y'all to just fill in the blanks for me because I'm gonna break the fourth wall, y'all. I was watching this morning in a rush. And when it got to this part, I was trying to get myself together because we were doing the interview with the eliminated queen. And so I missed a whole lot. So if anything interesting happened during this moment, please fill it in for me. Go ahead and talk about it because I did not see it because I was getting dressed. Miss anything?
Yeah,
Or
so we actually had, because it was basically all the conversations about what you're doing for this runway theme, which
It's
was
probably one of the most interesting.
yeah, because
yeah. Oh,
basically
I
prison.
remember. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I remember
so we
now.
had like three people sharing the stories, and some of them were
Yes,
lighthearted, and Van Gogh's was not like
Vans.
lighthearted at all.
Oh,
Yeah, Van was like, said this was very personal for me, so I'm gonna just say the HIV like part of the story, and
yes,
because like in Canada, as in many other countries, like across the globe here in the European Union, basically every other country has this law as well, that even if you like untransmissible, you have to legally say to all of your partners that you do carry the virus, or
Yeah.
otherwise you risk literal prison or amendment. So yeah, that was kind of that made Van emotional because she was like, I'm like trying so hard to get rid of the guilt, and this runway look
yes.
will be basically my working over this feeling of guilt.
Yeah. I
So
thought
yeah,
it was I thought it was very beautiful that she shared that. I know
Yes.
as someone who talked about trauma on the show, it's one of the you have this conversation sort of like in your own head before you talk about it, and you're like, am I gonna say this? Because once I
Hmm.
say it, it's on
It's out
TV.
there, right?
It's out there. And I have a lot of respect for her for sharing that and to start to release some of the stigma around that
Hmm.
stuff, because I think so many people are uneducated about status and all this kind of stuff, and I
Hmm.
hope that it was an educational moment for a lot of people to, like, to learn about, you know, some of the legalities and all this kind of stuff. And you know, to this day, my favorite thing about drag is that you can use it as your therapy in a lot of
mm,
ways. You know, if I
Hmm.
you will see me on stage if I'm going through something, you can tell based on the songs that I choose to lip sync. Good or
Hmm.
bad, happy or sad, angry or not,
Right.
or lighthearted. That's how I use my drag, and I loved that Van does that and did that in such a monumental way. I think that look was beautiful. It was such a beautiful interpretation um, of what she was going through and is going through, and yeah, I just think it was honestly really like power to her for sharing that, and I hope it helps. I hope it helps people, and
Absolutely.
yeah, I think
Look,
she's sticking it.
it educated me because like I did not know that was a law, and
Yeah,
I did not know that was a thing, and I was like, oh, excuse me. Now
yeah,
I get it, and I understand why they would want people to say that or tell people that, or if if they choose to say that. But I'm like, a law? You mean you make somebody go to jail for that? That's so that's wild to me. I had no idea. So that was definitely something. It made me pause. I was like, wait, huh? Did not know that. I was like, I'm gonna do some research because I wanted to see, is that a law here? I didn't know. I don't know. I did not know. So that's interesting to know that that's a law, and I am happy that she shared that. And I do now. I remember everything is flooding back to me. What happened? Because I remember I did watch it, y'all. PM talking about her inspiration was the bathhouse incident that happened
Yeah.
and in the 80s, and how people were drug out of their place that's supposed to be safe spaces, but it was not safe. They made it wasn't safe and drug them out. So PM talking about that was hers. And I was like, okay, didn't another educational moment. Did not know about that.
Yeah.
Never heard of that. And so it was like, okay, I learned on this episode of Drag Race, Canada's Drag Race. So I love that. I
Yeah.
love. So yeah, this is an interesting runway. When I heard the theme, I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a cool thing. I've never heard that theme before, so I love to see it.
Yeah, I know. To be honest, it took me a second to even figure out like what it was. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, oh yeah, okay, I'm with you, I'm with you. I actually saw before I had watched the episode, I saw Hazel's look that she would have worn, and that kind of clicked it to me. She did like the sorry, not the Mona Lisa, the Louvre heist.
Mhm.
So like in her jacket, she had like a picture of the Mona Lisa as if she was like the robbers from that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, perp. So I was like, I get what it is. So it's cool to see the different interpretations of all of those.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about the runway. Well, we're going to let our guests talk about the runway. And
Okay.
me and Misha are going to save our thoughts and interpretation and thoughts and things for our Look Over Here episode. So be on the lookout for that. So Kendall, let's do this. Let's talk about your favorite looks this week. What's your top 3 looks of the runway this week?
Okay, I think that Vans was probably my like favorite, just like interpretation and all of this kind of stuff. And then I would say Sammy. I thought
Mm-hmm.
just like very I just like got it right away, and like again I'm really like obsessed with the brand. And then honestly I would say PM's. It was disgusting
It's
and it made
gross.
me extremely uncomfortable. But I don't know. I like when I don't know. I've seen a lot of drag and I've seen a lot of Drag Race, and I like when I see something on the stage that I'm like, I don't know. It's like I've never seen that before, good or bad. And that one was insane. But but yeah, I don't know. I would say those are probably my top 3. Unless
Okay.
I'm forgetting any. I think so. Those are the first 3 that came to my mind.
Well, then those are your tops.
I
I
know,
feel
it's
like if them the ones that come to your brain, those are the
I know, it's like,
tops.
did I forget any? No, but I feel like those are probably my top 3.
We do. Let's get to the results because we do have results. Our top 3 of the week was, and I'm excited for this top 3 because I think it was right. I feel like it
I agree.
was a deserved top 3. Ebony, PM, and Semi Laundry being our top 3. I was like, deserved, and deserved. All 3 of them. With and our bottom 3.
It's the first group, basically. The entire first
Pretty
group.
much. Santina, Dulce, and Caramilk. I was
Also,
like,
yeah, duh.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, made sense to me. But our winner of this week, Sammy Laundry.
Yeah.
And you know what? So deserved. I told y'all I would give her flowers this week. Sammy, you did that. You did a big
Agreed.
one this week. This was a great week for Sammy Laundry.
Agreed. I loved it from beginning to end.
It was so good. Everything about it. And I did like her runway too, by the way. But
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. That top 3 for the challenge, it completely made sense. Like they were all so good.
absolutely.
Yeah. And I was happy that PM was finally getting some like love from the judges, just as like obviously
Yes.
someone who knows them so well. I was like, they've had a rough few weeks, you know, and I was like, finally, you're seeing it.
You get some love. She deserves. They deserve that love. Like,
Yeah.
ugh. But we see them go to the back because Sami has a decision to make. Now she has to pick who's going to get this beaver between the 3 of the bottom. And Sammy goes back and she's like, look, I'm about to be very diplomatic about this.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me why you want to be here. And why should I give you this beaver? Like, tell me. Like, and just pour your heart out. And I think they did that. I feel like all three of them tried to give their best reasoning on why they should be there. What did they learn? What have they learned about themselves that they should work on? Like Sammy wanted to see if they were self-aware.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
have you been listening to the judges? Do you know what they're saying? Are you, paying attention?
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, I think, yeah, I feel like the choice was made in like the right way. I feel like that it completely did make sense to me just as a viewer. Obviously the other two had been in the bottom before. Oh no, sorry, maybe Dulce hasn't been in the bottom.
Bottom three still, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bottom three, but yeah.
Yeah. But also just like performance wise, I feel like those two I think did maybe worse in the challenge. And Saltina also had a win.
Yeah.
So for me that it totally made sense. Like the way that kind of went down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fully agreed. I also loved how unlike Van Gogh, I actually liked how Sammy worded it. That's like, explain to me what you're gonna bring forward to the competition. And Van had this very shady confessional saying that, what are you thinking, your Brooklyn Heights, your drag is still shit despite the win, or something like this. And it is very ironic because earlier before, which we completely blanked to mention during the preparations for the runway, we had Dulce's story that she was in the army for 6 years.
Yes.
And Sammy gave this great confessional that I used as my quotation of the episode, because she said, Van, watch out, girl. She knows how to assemble a gun.
Right. Like, you in danger, girl. Like, she can come get you. She can come get you. Yeah.
So,
that was,
I loved
that
how
was,
it all linked together.
but we do find out who our bottom two is because Sammy decides that she is going to save Saltina, which put Dulce and Carrot Milk in the bottom. Let's talk about this lip sync because I need to know what Kendall thought about this lip sync before we got to let her go. So,
you know what's funny? Actually, when I was watching it, I was like, I'm not actually familiar with the song. I hadn't heard it before, but I think there was a couple ways that you could go with it. You could go really like dancey, ka, or you could just go kind of sensual. And I felt like Caramel really like did that. Like we know Caramel could do the dancing and do the moves and all that stuff, but there was a stillness that I feel like she really found in this song, and that's really hard to do in a song that has a lot of like big beats to it, which I really liked. I found it very entertaining. I thought that she did a really good, strong job there. I will say I love Dulce's outfit though. I thought she looked really beautiful. I like the teal kind of like outfit.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like there was a level of stillness to Caramel that just elevated the performance to me. I've been getting really into like this idea of like a little bit more classical drag, just in like my own drag performance as well. And I feel like sometimes we miss that kind of like just like power of just being a drag queen, just like wearing the outfit, lip syncing the song. Like you don't need anything else. Like you are the instrument, and like I feel like Caramel did that, and that's why I found that very entertaining.
I do too. I thought Caramel did a really good job. Like you said, the stillness. I felt Dulce was really good for a minute, but then she got a little like desperate in her lip sync towards the end, trying to do more things, and some things came out good, some things didn't. But I still think it was a good lip sync for her as well as Caramel.
I do
but
too.
It was fun to see.
Yeah.
Misha, quickly, what about you? Oh, go ahead.
Honestly, I'm such a believer that like, although it hurts in the moment to lip sync on the show, don't get me wrong, I think it is the best thing you can do, because what happens when you lip sync? The clubs
People
see that you can perform,
and
they book you in the cities.
Absolutely.
So you want to lip sync, I think. Whether it's a top lip sync on like an All Stars or something, or bottom because you're in the show, like you want to lip sync, because if you don't get that chance to show that, like it really helps with the gig. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially against other strong performer.
Yes.
Cynthia, for instance. Yeah, that was pretty
I'm excited for the next week's.
Please, the slay offs. Please.
I know. I feel like we're gonna get some crazy one. I want to see. I've seen Ebony perform, like on Instagram.
Ooh,
honey, She is something else. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the doll turn it out in the.
Yeah, and
Period.
with both Caramel and PM still there, we'll have, I think,
Yes,
very
it's going to
good.
be. I
Yeah.
know, and PM too, obviously.
Oh yeah, but don't
Sorry, I
say it's
digress.
no. Don't say was eliminated. Unfortunately, before we get to the end and what's coming next, we have to say our goodbye to Dulce. She was so good, and if you want to see our interview that we did with Dulce, it is on the channel right now. Go check it out. She's so sweet, so kind, and yeah, she's a joy. So you definitely want to check it out. But yes, so sad. I was sad. Misha, you didn't get to say much about the lip sync really quickly. If you had
Yeah,
something.
I thought the results were correct. I think that it actually reminded me for some reason, just dynamic wise, of Into You lip sync between Valentina and Monet Exchange all the way back in All Stars 4, in a sense that one of the girls was like dancing to the song all the time. She was doing something, but that was very essential in the move, like Kendall, you said, very like adjacent to each and every beat,
Oh,
like it
yeah.
should have done.
And
And
they
so Kara
fold,
did,
right?
yeah, and Kara
yeah.
has done exactly that. So she's moving to like every sense of the song. Well, Dulce was a bit like haphazard sometimes. She was kind of low energy. She would like dip, not in a sense she would dip, but double dip was great, by the way.
That double
That
dip
was
was great.
good.
That double dip
Synchro,
was
that was
good.
great. That
Double
was
dip
really good. Even
But
Carson Kressler almost jumped up from the
yeah,
chair.
almost
So
jumped out
it
their
was really
seats. It was
good.
so
Yeah.
good.
I love it.
But yeah, it was so good. And you know, we had to say goodbye to somebody. Dulce just had to be that person this week, unfortunately. Sad to see her go, but a lovely person. But next week is playoffs. And we're gonna have a double elimination. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
Season
I didn't
4,
even know
yeah,
that.
like season 4. So we'll have a sequel.
crazy. We're
I
gonna
was.
have I was gagged. I was like, not a double elimination on Christmas. Oh.
Oh my god, it is gonna be, isn't it? Yeah, next Thursday. Yeah, damn.
Dang.
Not the
But
Grinch.
not the Grinch. Oh my God. But you know what? I'm here for it. And we're gonna be here for it. We're gonna talk about it next week.
I'm
For
excited to
for
see.
we're gonna be back with our recap, of course, as usual, on the regularly scheduled time. But our exit interviews is going to be on Monday, just for scheduling, so you all know it's going to be on Monday and not on Friday this week for holiday reasons, of course. So we'll be back here on Monday and on Saturday and Monday, whatever, to talk more recap of Drag Race Canada's Drag Race, and then we'll look out for the look over here. We're going to talk about that this weekend as well. Kendall, we appreciate you. We know
Thank you
you
for
got
having
things to do.
me.
We love you for being here.
I love you. You know, it's honestly, and I truly mean this, I actually think that this might be one of my favorite seasons of Canada's Drag Race.
Yeah, I
Since
love it.
I am just like, I am entertained. I think they are all so strong, and
Yes.
yeah, as a viewer and a fan and an alumni, I just am loving this season.
It's just a great season all around. Every elimination hurts. Every elimination, I'm like, ooh, I'm sad to see this one go because they're such a great group of people.
Yeah.
It's been amazing so far, and I can't imagine it only getting better and better each week and hurting a lot more every week.
Yeah.
Double, I can't. I
Oof.
can't.
I know
I'm already nervous, but we're gonna be here to talk about it. Kendall, is there anything that you want to plug? This is the time to do so. Let the people know
Oh.
where to get in touch with you.
Yeah, you can find me on basically every social media platform, Kendall Gender or some iteration of such things. And yeah, that's about it.
Period.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Period. Of course, we love having you, and we're gonna get out of here because we got things to do. Kendall got plans, and we got plans too. So we're gonna get out of here. We appreciate you watching. Please follow all the channels all the links are in the description below. Subscribe to all the channels all over. Subscribe to us on our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. Follow us on all of our socials. Get your cup mugs, and we're gonna get out of here. So see y'all next time. Cheers, everybody. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.